Like many of you, I personally wanted to see an update to the Surface Studio and the Surface Book at the recent Microsoft launch event. What we got was not unexpected though, with rumours and leaks painting the picture long before the event. We kind of got a weird hybrid of the Surface Studio and the Surface Book called the Surface Laptop Studio. The Laptop Studio is a workhorse mobile device clearly designed with the creative market in mind. When I say creative, I'm not talking about graphic designers and video editors alone. We're talking about CAD designers, mechanical, civil and electronics professionals, software developers, and a wide variety of people who do complex professional work that requires serious computing power. The design is quite interesting. At first, it just looks like a laptop, but the 14-inch display folds forward into a couple of positions, bringing the display right up close and personal, allowing you to work comfortably on the device with touch and pen. There's Stage Mode, perfect for presentations and watching videos. There's Studio Mode for note-taking, sketching and creating. It's quite brilliant, if not exactly new. Many people have pointed to the various weird and wonderful Acer devices that have taken a similar approach over the last 7 or 8 years, and there are more. Hopefully the similarity of the Surface Book will bring great attention to these OEM devices in a win-win for the form factor. Unlike the Surface Book, the Laptop Studio's display does not detach. I've been really encouraged to see how many of you Surface Book owners have commented on the last few videos, telling me how much you love using the Surface Book display on its own as a tablet. I know I love it too. But the design of the Surface Book meant that an Intel Core i7 processor, motherboard, RAM and SSD all needed to be packed into a 6mm display. Microsoft did it and it's magnificent. But the approach limits its performance envelope. Hard work generates heat and heat has to get out. The less space it has, the more compromised it is. And while the Book 3 is a unique and brilliant design, I can understand why Surface are taking a different direction with this new product. Because of the extra space, Surface have been able to put in an 11th generation Intel H35 processor into the Laptop Studio. That has a much higher potential than the U-series processor that we'd find in the Surface Book. And to support those creative workflows, there's an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 Ti graphics processor option, which should couple impressively with the i7 model. And the Laptop Studio can come with up to 2 TB of storage on board, brilliant for creative work from anywhere. Like the Surface Pro 8, it has 2 USB-C ports with Thunderbolt 4. So you can take that 2 TB and expand it with mega fast external storage. And if you buy the model without the NVIDIA GPU, you could plug an external one right into that Thunderbolt-ready USB-C port. The Surface dock connector is still there alongside a Thunderbolt, so there's plenty of options for charging and docking. Back on the screen, I'm really interested to see how this hinge design plays out. The positions make a lot of sense to me coming from the Studio too. I often fold the Studio forward, but I have to move the keyboard to the side and out of the way, which is really messy. With the Laptop Studio, as soon as you move the display forward into either Stage or Studio mode, the keyboard is covered. In the Stage position, you can still use the trackpad for precision and proportional input or touch and pen. And in the flat Studio position, everything is covered, leaving you free to take notes, sketch and create. Like most of the 360 type devices, I think that the Studio is too thick for comfort if you're doing a lot of pen work like this. I'd prefer a thinner device, but I'll reserve my judgment until I use it. The new Surface Slim Pen magnetically attaches under the front edge of the device. Now, a lot has been said about this so-called plinth under the device. Personally, I think it's a clever way to ensure clear airflow for what is essentially a high-performance laptop, while also giving it a less bulky impression. And the shape leaves a nice spot for the new pen to dock and charge. The plinth is also removable so that the device can be serviced, which is another great step from Microsoft towards better serviceability. If you're used to the super high resolution of the Surface Book 3's 15-inch display, then this new screen might be a major step down at only 2400 by 1600 pixels. Still a high DPI display, but not exactly what we're used to on Surface. It is in the very usable Surface Signature 3:2 ratio, and it does now support a refresh rate of up to 120 Hz. We understand that the device will vary the refresh rate to suit the content being displayed. The new Touchpad has no mechanical button clicks, rather it uses haptic feedback to tell you where you've clicked. It's a precision touchpad that supports multi-touch gestures, as will the touchscreen with Windows 11 on board. There's a faster Windows Hello camera and a 1080p webcam just like the Pro 8. Dual studio mics and 4 Dolby Atmos certified speakers. Oh, and there's a headphone jack too. So why would a creative buy this Surface Laptop Studio over some other potentially even more high-spec device? The Surface Laptop is a unique blend of performance and flexibility. At around 1.7 to 1.8 kilos, This is not an ideal device for couch surfing. Most creatives would have some other device for that anyway, maybe a Surface Duo. But the pen experience is built right in, and it's only a millisecond away, unlike the Surface Book. And unlike a 2-device setup, you don't have to dive into your bag and pull out another device with a whole nother set of distractions to just take down a note, sketch something out, or brainstorm on a whiteboard. With Laptop Studio, you just pull the screen forward, you do it right there, right now. And that's what creativity is all about. In that way, I think that the Surface Laptop Studio, or is it the Surface Studio Laptop? I don't know. It's even closer to the Surface Pro, where you can just fold the keyboard out of the way to instantly transform it into thinking mode. That said, if you will miss the ultra-thin canvas of the Surface Book, then maybe the Pro 8 is a better option, especially now that you could get an eGPU working together with it thanks to the addition of that Thunderbolt 4. Lots to think about. The Surface Laptop Studio won't make it to Australia until early next year, and as soon as we can get our hands on one, we'll bring you a video about it. So make sure that you subscribe and join us on the journey with these new Surface devices. Tell us what you think about the Surface Laptop Studio or the Studio Laptop or whatever it is in the comments below, and we'll see you next week with some video updates on Windows 11. Of course, there'll be videos. That's what we do. Duh. We're talking about CAD designers, mechanical, civil. We're talking about CAD designers, mechanical, civil, and electronics professionals. Like the Surface Pro 8, it has 2 USB-C ports with Thunderbolt 4. It's a precision touchpad. It's a precision touchpad. I can't say it all. And as soon as we can get our hands on it, dang it.